So I have a question for you. Would you rather hear or would you prefer to play or? There are merits to both, but I'm going to suggest here that perhaps it might be more enjoyable and, might I say, cathartic to go. And it's pretty simple to achieve this, but you have to mute a lot of the strings because you only want to hear one string, but you want to hit all the strings while you're only hearing one string. So you got to mute everything. And in this particular situation, your hand's flying around, so you can't really mute over here. You got to mute everything over here. And it's actually pretty easy to do. You just make sure all your fingers are lightly resting on all the strings, and that you're kind of fretting the one note that you want. Kind of, wrap the thumb over, and then lay all these down. These are all the friends, all the buddies that did make this nice percussive thump while you're attacking the one note. And it's kind of cool that there's some atonal stuff happening. I mean, you wouldn't want, but it's okay to hear a little bit of a thump from another universe, another scalular or notular universe. I think that's okay. So the one thing you need to know about this is that I'm hitting all 6 strings with the right hand, and that's really what the game is here. It gives you this kind of this attitude, and it's really great for chords too. And single notes, even double stops. I suppose it's just as legit to not do it. Just depends on the situation. You can really get so much attitude if you're just willing to do some muting over here and thrash away with your right hand. So let's get down to the nuts and bolts of this. I'm playing tenths with the left hand. With the right hand, I'm slamming it pretty hard, and that's the idea. And it really benefits from a clean sound. A dirty sound's good too, but for all of this, I think like a single coil pickup and a cleaner tone, maybe a little bit of grunge, a little bit of push on the amp, and it's right for this kind of thing. So let's look at the left hand. We start this with 2 elements of a G chord. And it's simply this G chord here in this position on fret 3. And the way I like to start it is with the second finger and the little finger. You could use different fingers if you'd like, but that feels comfortable to me just because of the way the hand rests. It's kind of, you see how the hand is, this is a big stretch right here. When I do this, all this part of the hand relaxes and is kind of free. Feels better to me, but use your whatever preference you want. Second finger is on the low E string at fret 3. The little finger is on the G string at fret 4, and that's how I started. And once again, I'm muting any extra strings generally, unless I choose to open them, with the flesh from the fingers that are hanging over. In this particular case, it's the second finger hanging over, and then the little finger hanging over. Okay, I won't concentrate on the right hand now, I'm just going to show you the positions. All you do next is slide this up 2 frets, and then you get the A. Just 2 elements of the A chord that sits right there, the tonic and the third up above. So here we are at fret 3 and 4, and then here at fret 5 and 6. And then we make an adaptation because we're doing a B minor. And so here's your second finger, fret 7, and then your third finger also sits at fret 7 to form the piece of this B minor. Tonic, flat third interval. Review. Okay, and then we hold this shape to do the passing chords, which happen really quickly. And the first passing chord is basically A over C sharp, but you're only playing 2 notes, so it's kind of easy to see. All you do is drag this up a whole step, up here to fret 9, and then quickly move this exact thing down to fret 2. And those are the passing chords. They happen really quickly. Let's review. Basically, I have a G there. We have an A chord here, B minor chord here, then the passing chords, which are an A over C sharp. Here's the A shape, there's the C sharp, and it's also a D over F sharp. Those are the chords that these small shapes come from. Then we start the whole process again. G, A, B minor, and then the last corner of this, I come up and hit the tonic and play a D tonality. And what this is, I'm at fret 10, second finger, the low E string, and then I use my little finger at fret 11 on the G string. And that creates the D tonality. Passing chords. Repeat. And then this last corner, sit on the D. Now let's move to the right hand, and I'll show you the motion. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. And that last 1, 2, 1, 2 is what's required to mathematically make it match the downbeat of the next bar. Those last 2 make it even out, so it starts at beat 1 again. So to practice this, you can do it at medium speed, and just hold your hand here and mute all the strings lightly with these fingers just resting across the strings. And I'm accenting. The 1 of every 3 strokes is louder. And that means the first stroke is a downbeat, and then the second loud stroke is an upbeat. I'll demonstrate. And those last 2 are loud down, soft up, loud down, soft up. You can do that any way you want. You don't have to accent like that, but I'm doing it. Because I like the way it sounds. You can kind of count in your head, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2. Do it slow while you get the concept. And I'm keeping the hand moving constantly. That creates a steady rhythm. You can choose what to play and what not to play, when to grab notes, when to grab anything, when to actually strike the strings and when to just grab air. You're grabbing air, you still got that motion going, it's steady, it's strong, you never lose the pocket, you never jump out of the stream. So let's talk about the muting. Because this hand is flying and in motion, you're not doing any palm muting over here. You're relying on the left hand to actually mute all the strings that are not being played, because you're slamming all 6 strings. But you only want to hear 2 notes. And it's surprisingly easy to do. All you got to do is take all the flesh from these fingers and just let it rest lightly on all the adjacent strings. And you see, I'm pinching down lightly every time I want the notes to sound. And I lift up, and everything rests and blocks strings when I don't want them to sound. And those last 2, that's where the 1, 2, 1, 2 thing happens, and happens quick. So it's just a down up and a down up here on this one, the A over C sharp and the D over F sharp. Just zone in on what this hand is doing and you'll see everything's being muted. Even when I play these 2 notes, all the extra strings are being muted by the flesh of these fingers. It's okay if a note pops out now and then, especially in this key. So I can let the D note pop out if I want. Like there, I successfully muted all 6 strings, and was still striking them. And you can see I just press down gently and then lift up, press down gently and lift up. And that allows you to have this big aggressive thing happening here. We're just strumming away, but you're only hearing a couple of notes over here. And you get some wonderful percussive strumming.